everyone. There seemed to be an epic fail with the meeting link today for our virtual class meeting. My sincerest apologies on that. It seemed to be that half the class was sent to one link, the other half was sent to another link. So I just wanted to record what was discussed in our virtual class meeting so that those of you who were on the error end of the meeting link get that full immersion in the course that the other half of the class did. If you have any questions that I discuss in this video, feel free to email me or talk to me in person about it, and I'd be happy to clarify anything. So this is our English 1301 Blackboard course. This is what the homepage should look like when you click into the course on Blackboard. What I want to clarify first, the most important thing, there is an EPCC enforced policy. So this is not my policy, it's the school policy that I have to follow. No more than 15 students can be in a face-to-face classroom at the same time for the entire semester, or at least for the time being. Our class is scheduled, this class is English 1301, and you registered for it to be on Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 9:50. It is a face-to-face class, and it's still going to be taught like a face-to-face class, but I have to follow that policy. So 15 students will meet every Tuesday for class from 8:30 to 9:50. The other remaining 15 or so, we're almost at capacity in this class, will meet every Thursday for class, 8:30 to 9:50. So I want you to choose which day, either Tuesday or Thursday, that you would like to meet for face-to-face class. I leave it up to you just because it's your schedule. So this will stay your day the entire semester, whatever day you choose, Tuesday or Thursday. It's the exact same lecture that my students on Tuesday will get and my students on Thursday will get. Exact same class structure, exact same lecture, everything's exactly the same. You all are in the exact same class, but we have to follow that policy. So what I talked about today is to think which day you want, Tuesday or Thursday, and once you decide, click this link here, and it'll take you to a form, and type in your full name under which day you choose, Tuesday or Thursday. So that's something that was important that we talked about in class today. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to clarify that. I can clarify that in email in the meantime. So that's something. And then another thing that I brought up was that I'm going to leave this Thursday for this week optional, because enrollment is still open for students, so I might have some more students joining the class within the week, and I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. I don't want one class to be ahead of the other. So this Thursday, class is optional, but I will physically be in our classroom, B105 at Villa Verde. I will be there Thursday from 8:30 to 9:50 if you want to drop by. I recommend it if you just want to chat, or more importantly, if you want me to go over anything in more detail with you about the syllabus, about the course, about, course expectations, any of that fun stuff, and I'd be happy to help. I recommend it if you're new to EPCC, if you've never used Blackboard before, if you've never sent emails before, if you don't know how to submit assignments. I'm going to use this Thursday as a tech day, just to make sure that you're clear on everything before we really jumpstart into the semester next week. So that's what I brought up as well. And so anytime soon, make sure that you click here, like I said, and pick which day you want to sign up for. Once I get, once we hit 15 students for those days, I can't have any more students scheduled that day. So just be aware of that and make sure you choose the day that you want earlier rather than later. And let me know if you have any questions about that. Another important folder on Blackboard, we'll use Blackboard mainly to submit assignments, especially your major essays. So that's how we use Blackboard. And then I provide all my course lectures that I go over with you all in our face-to-face class meetings. I provide those on Blackboard too, because they help with certain essays and writing activities and things like that. I like you all to have access to all that stuff. So if you click this folder, this is something I want you to review on your own time. I didn't go over it in too much detail today just because it'll be there all semester. Some of it's a little more technical. Just go in order of each file, look through it. This is just a Meet Your Instructor page. This is the syllabus that I'm going to go over next. and then textbook information, and then just double checking to make sure you have the correct internet browser for when you do complete work outside of class, how to save files, how to use Google Docs if you don't use Microsoft Word, and how to upload files to Blackboard. So just little technical things, but today what we talked about in the virtual class meeting was the syllabus. So you can find the syllabus here. It'll be here all semester. There's 2 files. They're exactly the same. It's just there's 2 CRNs for this class. So I recommend you download the CRN in which you're registered under, but they're the exact same files. So welcome to English 1301 in the spring semester, Composition 1. My name is Renee Maluli. You can call me Miss Maluli. You can call me Renee. Either or is fine. This is my email to contact me. If you don't know how to send Outlook email, that's another thing I recommend you stop by on Thursday in class to go over, because I can cover that too. I'd be happy to. Like I said, this is a face-to-face class. Even though we're divided on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's still face-to-face class. So that's what it's registered under. I meet half of y'all on Tuesday, the other half of y'all on Thursday, every week at the Villa Verde campus, room B105 from 8:30 a.m. to 9:50 a.m. Office location and time I am updating. I will have it updated next week. I'll let you all know in class about that, and I'll send an announcement. I have a weird kind of crazy schedule that's staggered a little bit, so I'm just clarifying my hours to make sure that it works with the schedule. So I'm just double checking things. So that'll be updated shortly. These are the required textbooks for the course. The first one is the Norton Field Guide to Writing. It is a green cover book, and it's the 5th edition. The second book required is a writer's reference. It's the 10th edition. We can do earlier editions with the writer's reference if you have it. That's fine. I have the 9th and 8th edition, I believe, at home still, so I can work with that. They make very little edits with that, so I can work with you on early editions. Textbooks are stressful, they're expensive, so communicate with me if you have any questions or concerns about it. But I accept digital ebooks or hard copy for the textbooks. Whatever you decide for those, please email me to verify the books before you purchase them. I would not want you to get the wrong book, because that wouldn't be fun. Required materials, mainly when you're working on anything outside of class, like an essay, for example. Make sure you have internet connection, access to EPCC Outlook mail to contact me, Blackboard mail if you'd rather. Either of those are fine. If you have questions about what those are, how to do that, again, I recommend stopping by class on Thursday for the tech day. Access to Blackboard, because Blackboard is the platform that we use to submit essays and assignments. It keeps it organized, it keeps it easy, so you don't have to bring any paperwork to class. Access to a computer or laptop, whatever you use to work on stuff at home or wherever you work on stuff. You either need Microsoft Word to type your essays. Our essays are formal, so they need to be formatted on Microsoft Word. Google Docs is also acceptable as well, and that's what one of those tech files in the folder discusses to explain it further. Access to some type of web browser. These are the most efficient ones that are compatible with Blackboard. And then make sure you save your work either as docx or PDF only. PDF is preferred because it freezes the layout. It doesn't distort the file, but docx is fine as well. And again, those tech files in that folder on Blackboard explain how to do that too. If you have an Apple product, avoid Pages. I don't accept Pages because Blackboard doesn't let me put feedback on the draft. And feedback is such an important aspect in a writing class. So docx or PDF only. USB is recommended. You don't have to buy one, but if you have one, it's good because it saves your work. Find somewhere to back up your work, even if it's just emailing files to yourself. Somewhere that you have access in case the worst happens and you lose the work. That would be a nightmare, and it's not fun. I've been there before many times, so make sure you're saving your work somewhere, backing it up. English 1301 requires the completion of 4 major essays. Each essay is written very different, so we're going to learn writing conventions in that way. Any kind of activities we do in class, lectures, book readings, article readings, discussions, topic proposals, workshops, they all assist in the writing process and the analysis of all of these objectives, these course expectations. So just a reminder that this course does meet face-to-face. It's a face-to-face instruction, but like I said, you're choosing one day to meet with me for class at 8:30, and that's your schedule all semester. unless anything changes. But these are policies mandated by the college that we must follow. Luckily, it's a Tuesday, Thursday class. So I get a little more time with you. I get that hour and 20 minutes. So it's still a good amount of time that we can talk. Get to work on stuff and go over lectures. Just to summarize the objectives, because objectives you learn each week, you grow towards these objectives. But in composition writing, we're going to talk first about what it means to write and analyze and communicate in the rhetorical situation. So thinking about how to write to your audience with a clear purpose. We're going to, like I mentioned, those 4 essays, they're all written different. They're approached very differently. They're even formatted a little different. So understanding the difference between each one of those in writing to classify those genre conventions. We're going to do a little bit of research in this class where you're going to learn APA style. If you're unfamiliar with APA style, don't worry. That's why you're here in this class. You're here to learn it for maybe the first time, maybe to refresh. Either or is fine. It's acceptable that you're barely learning it for the first time in this class. That's an important goal in 1301, to better prepare you for your other courses and also to better prepare you for 1302 as you progress into that course in the future. Understanding persuasive writing and analysis, when you do research, understanding what makes a source credible, and just understanding the world around you and how to effectively communicate within the same community and different communities are all just an umbrella of objectives that we take on in English 1301. In terms of grades, always keep track of your grades through My Grades on Blackboard. And if you have questions about how to find that, let me know. But keeping track of grades is important because then you can contact me if you have any confusions or concerns about the grade. By the end of the semester, students can earn, quote, a perfect score of 1,000 points by the end, because each letter grade is 100 points. So anywhere from an A is 1,000 to 900, so on and so forth. So each letter grade is 100 points, and that's not to overwhelm you. It's actually to show that you're given a lot of chances to work with a lot of points here, because, there's certain weeks that we have a bad week and we get a little behind. So maybe it's not detrimental to the grade because you have so many points coming your way all semester, which I think is a benefit in the long run. These are the breakdown of the points, our course assignments. So like I said, you have 4 major essays. So those first 4 bullet points are the 4 essays that we're working with all semester. You're going to do a topic proposal for each one of those essays. So that's why there's 4 of those. You're going to do a peer review workshop for each one of those essays. So that's why there's 4 of those. I want to make the book worthwhile and use it. So we'll do book activities. However, I also don't teach the entire course to a book. I like to be creative with participation and in-class work that we do, but I want to make it worthwhile with the book. So we do a little bit of book activities as homework, but then in-class attendance is a little bit looser and different types of writing activities and discussions. And those are total, like I said, this is a face-to-face class, so participation and in-class attendance is counted towards your grade as well. So collectively, that should be 1,000 points if my math is correct. And, if you miss a class or 2 here and there, especially in this climate that we're in right now, you miss a book activity here and there, try not to. But it's hopefully not detrimental to the grade. That's why I work with a lot of points. Regardless, communication is key for successful online, or not even just online experiences, for successful face-to-face courses as well. So email me, visit me during office hours if you have difficulties with anything going on. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you be the best you can be. If you know you're going to be unable to submit an assignment on Blackboard, submit it before it's due, not after, because it'll close and you won't be able to. Don't wait until the last minute. Like we said, communication is important. Communicate with me early on. If you disappear from face-to-face class meetings and I haven't heard from you, I'm going to assume that you're going to drop the course. So let me know what's going on at your earliest convenience. In terms of the essays, if you do not submit an essay on time, you'll have 3 other chances to submit. This only applies to the essays, the major essays, except for the 4th essay, the last essay. It cannot be submitted late because it's actually your final exam. But for the other essays, 1 day late is a 25% deduction, 2 days late, 50% point deduction, 3 days late, 75% point deduction. If it's not submitted by the 3rd day, it's a 0. and you can't turn it in. I don't do that to be lecturing and wave my finger at you. It's actually just to keep your head above water to continue moving on in the course, because trying to keep up with an essay of the past and then start planning the next essay, it becomes very overwhelming and daunting. So communicate with me. Life happens, I understand, but consider that we have to follow that policy as well to be fair. Don't email me coursework unless I tell you otherwise. You all probably do too. I get a ton of emails from the college daily, so it can easily get lost in the shuffle. So avoid that. And then no other work can be submitted late. So all this other stuff below the essays, topic proposals, workshops, book activities, and in-class attendance. Again, not to punish, it's just to keep you moving forward, because trying to backtrack and keep up is very overwhelming. Rewrites, if you receive a C or lower on an essay, I will allow you to make edits. We talk about the writing process a lot in this class, and sometimes cramming 4 essays in a semester is still a lot, and sometimes we just don't have the perfect time to fully develop each essay. It happens. So sometimes we just, writing needs feedback. So revision is important if it's needed, and I like to respect that. So if you make the exact edits based on my feedback on the essay, you'll receive 1 letter grade higher. If it's not the exact edits, just a few edits, it's half a letter grade higher. If no edits are made, that's common sense, right? If the exact same draft is resubmitted, then it's the same grade. And that only applies to the essays. You have 1 week from when you receive the grade on the essay to revise it and resubmit. That's why checking grades is important as well. Checking grades on Blackboard. The last essay, the 4th essay, cannot be revised because it's due it's your final exam. No other coursework can be revised, I should say. I need to fix that typo. Can be revised. And again, it's just the same assignments here that are listed. So only the first 3 essays can be revised if they're a C or lower. Let me know if you have questions about these policies. I know every instructor has different policies on their syllabus, so if I can clarify anything with you or you forget, especially if you have other classes, if you want me to clarify anything, the syllabus is here for you all semester. Classroom policies. Something a school requirement is to only use your EPCC email address or Blackboard message to communicate with me. I will not respond to Gmail or any other outside email addresses. It may go into my junk folder, so I may not even notice it if it's not through your EPCC email. And it's just a policy I have to respect for the college as well. So contact me through EPCC email only, or your Blackboard message, your email address through EPCC. Emails I'll respond to within 24 hours on Monday through Friday. I do a lot of driving because I teach at different campuses all over town and in Las Cruces, so I'm driving a lot, especially now that we're going face-to-face even more now. But so they'll be responded to within 24 hours. I do check my emails on weekends, but I can't guarantee they'll be answered within that time frame. So if you send me an email over the weekend, that's fine, but expect a response by Monday morning. If you can't meet during when I establish the office hours for this semester, they're going to be kind of at weird times, so I absolutely understand if you cannot meet. I always encourage office hours. They're so important because it's a good way, especially since we only see each other once a week in that face-to-face meeting. Meeting during office hours is a great time to develop any questions you have or work on anything that you have for class. But we all have crazy schedules, I understand. So if you can't meet during office hours, just send me an email to schedule an appointment. Some of my office hours will be face-to-face, some will be virtual. So if you want to meet virtually at a different day or time, or if you want to meet face-to-face at a different day and time, I'd be more than happy to meet with you because we all have crazy schedules. Preferably try to schedule it at least 24 hours in advance, just so I can finalize my schedule to make sure it matches with yours. And then course withdrawal. I hope you don't ever need to drop the course. If it's a grade concern, speak to me first because I'm here to see what's going on. I can't guarantee anything. So if we determine that dropping is better, it happens. If it's unrelated to grades and life happens and you have to drop a course, that's acceptable. It's fine. It happens. I hope it doesn't happen, but it does. It's normal. Just know that if you do decide to drop, it's the student's responsibility to drop. I do not drop students from the course. So if you disappear halfway through the semester or towards the end or any time of the year, and you don't don't send the drop paperwork, you'll stay enrolled in the course, and that's detrimental to your grade. That could really hurt your GPA by the end of the semester because you'll stay enrolled. If you don't know how to withdraw or how to get the paperwork, I can help you with that. But just know that it's your responsibility to drop the course. Etiquette is common sense. We're all adults. Be respectful to everyone, and it's a positive work environment in that way. Technology, as we found out today, is not perfect. If you have difficulty submitting anything, email me at that time. Try to take a picture, a screenshot with the time. Not that I don't believe you, but I am not tech savvy. So I'm kind of tech savvy, but I'm not 100%. So seeing the error helps me understand what on earth is going on too. So just think about that. We're going to talk about plagiarism in this class, not to freak you out, but just to learn about the different forms of plagiarism. There's accidental, there's intentional, there's unconscious. But regardless, we're going to learn about that. That's why we learn about research writing and citing correctly too. But you always want to submit regardless original work or credited work. So we submit that through Safe Assign in that sense to make sure, but be careful with that. Because you don't want to get a failing grade on an essay if it's not original work. These are just resources for you should you have any questions. And then important dates within the college. If you have questions about that, let me know. Course calendar is the most important thing on the syllabus. I recommend printing the syllabus out or saving this to your computer. I mean, it's on Blackboard, but being able to check it weekly, because it's a way for me to keep us organized each week, but it's also a way for you to know what week we're in by the dates. We operate on a Monday through Sunday weekly schedule. What objectives we're covering for the week in class, what the lectures will probably be about, and what readings we'll do, and then what's due for the week, the deadlines. So I always tell students, focus on the week, peek into the next week, just so you're kind of aware what's due next week. That way, if you miss class, it happens, right? You have an idea of what was discussed. And like my lectures are on Blackboard if you happen to miss class, so that you have access to it. And you have access to the lectures when you work on stuff too. For example, you have a deadline, you have an assignment due next Sunday, not this Sunday. So these are the dates just to remind you, when you need to bring a draft to class for credit, for peer review, when your essays are due, and all that fun stuff. The readings for the book, for the textbook, NFG is the first book, the Norton Field Guide book, WR Writer's Reference. So those are the pages with that. So this is our course calendar, keeps us on track. And this is our syllabus. So let me know if you all have any questions, but that's mainly what ate up our time today in our virtual class meeting, our first and last virtual class meeting. But that's there for you. And just make sure that you sign up for a day that you want to meet. Like I said, this Thursday will be optional, but I will be in our classroom, B105. If you're not sure where that is, use Thursday as a tech day to make sure you're comfortable with Blackboard, with email and all that fun stuff, how to send an Outlook mail, how to send Blackboard mails through that message right there at the top. I don't really like Blackboard mail because it doesn't notify me as fast as Outlook does, but it's fine to use it. Gradebook is where you go to check your grades, keep on track. And then once I establish my office hours, some of them will be face-to-face, but some of them will be virtual. So I'll have a virtual link here if you want to join and meet me for office hours. So that is everything we covered today. So if you have any questions or concerns, I look forward to officially meeting you all face-to-face. We have the benefit of a face-to-face class, which is so great because if questions arise during class, you can ask, and it's great. And we have Blackboard just to keep everything that we're submitting and course documents and lectures. If it helps, I also have a file right here about the textbooks. It's the same exact information on the syllabus, but how you get the textbooks is entirely up to you. Talk to me if you have concerns or questions. These links are from our popular websites where students in the past have gotten the books. You don't have to use those links, but those are just options that I like to provide for you all as well. But email me regardless before you purchase to verify. So that's everything that was covered today. I'm so looking forward to officially getting started in the semester, and welcome. You guys rock. I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you. Take care.